Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my third project that I'm going to be creating with Authentique's Love Notes paper collection that I received in my design team package from Country Craft Creations. Today I'm going to make what I'm calling, originally I called it a booklet, but I am going to call it a Love Folio card. It's kind of like a folio, but it's also more of a card. And it's going to measure about 8 inches tall by 4 inches wide. Now, I have made this before, several years ago when I auditioned and became a design team member, brand ambassador for Graphic 45. So this is a Graphic 45 one. But I pulled it out and looked it over and decided it needed to be tweaked and revamped a bit to make it even better. And I actually cut the cover off of this one so that I could add the 1 inch spine here on the side. So this has been an addition. It was a flat booklet type, folded booklet, and so I changed it, and I like the way these hinges look here on the back with the open here with the ribbon in here. And so I decided to revamp it, rework it, and create a new one and do it with the Authentique Love Notes paper collection. So it's all going to be the same, except on the new one I'm going to put a 1/2 inch spine here on the side as well. So yes, it's like a card, but it's like a folio. So it's going to be a lot of fun to make. I want you to grab your pretty laces, your bits and pieces of laces. If you have any frames, flowers, buttons, brads, any metal elements that you might like. See, like this one has a key, some heart charms. You'll also want some seam binding ribbon to make this. So any of your pretties that you want to add on, we'll be adding that on from my stash. I'll be using things from my stash, but from Country Craft Creations, I'm going to be using, again, the Authentique Love Notes paper collection, and I'm going to use the 8x8 size because the height of this is 8 inches, so that's going to work to pattern the sections of my album. Now, I probably won't need all of these papers, but I have plenty to choose from. And then you're going to need 2 sheets of the artisan linen cardstock, so I chose black for this particular project. I have 1 sheet of the 12 by 12 cut aparts left. I might need those, and I may need some of these stickers. This is what I have left from my first 2 projects that I did with this design team package. So that's what we're going to start off with, and we need our trimmer and our scoreboard, and let's get started. So I've got my cardstock cut, and I'm going to share these measurements with you. Again, you're using 2 pieces of the 12 by 12 artisan cardstock, and I'm using the black. You choose whatever color you think you would like for your base of your little folio card. And you need 1 piece that's 4 inches wide by 12 inches long. You're going to need 1 piece that is 8.5 wide for the 12 inches long. You need 2 small pieces. You need 2 of these 2 inches wide by 3 1/4 inches. Those are going to be the hinge. And then you're going to need 1 4 inch by 4 inch so that we can cut it down at an angle to create an angle pocket. So just set that one aside. And we're going to get the scoreboard. And you will have left over from those 2 pieces, you should have something like this, a bigger square and photo mat size in this. So you could use these for tags or what have you. So this is what you should have left, so set that aside so that you can use it later on. So take your 4 inch by 12 inch, and we're going to put it in with a 12 inch at the top. And we're going to score at 4 inches. This is going to fold up and become a pocket on our inside like this. You'll see it here in a bit. Take your other piece, your 8.5 by 12. You put the 12 inch in at the top, and we're going to score the 12 inch side also at 4 inches, so make sure it's in good. 4. Then we're going to turn it and score our 8.5 inch side, 8.5 at the top, and we're going to score that at 4 inch. And we're going to score it at 4.5. Like that. And then we're going to take these two little pieces, this 2 inch by 3 1/4, and we're going to score the 2 inch side at 1/2 inch and 1.5. 1/2 inch, 1.5. That's going to give us a 1 inch spine and 2 1/2 inch hinges here on the sides. So score both of them the same. 2 inch in at the top, score 1/2 inch and 1.5. Okay, so that's all the scoring we need to do. I'll go ahead and fold the score line and burnish it really well. Like I said, this one here is going to be your front cover. This is going to be the inside, and it will have a pocket. This one, go ahead and fold, burnish, get a really good burnish here. Open it up, and then we're going to fold these long lines and burnish them well. Fold them both. And burnish. So these are going to fold up like this. So I also want you to fold. Once you fold these up, these are the pockets. You're going to fold in and re-burnish it so that fold line is folded in good. And then also this one here, the score line, just like that. So when you fold and score them, you're going to have an offset here on the side, and that's fine. That's what we want. So we want both of them scored really good so that it folds in well and that our pockets will be lined up correctly, just like that. So now I'm going to grab a circle punch, or if you have a thumb notch punch, we're going to thumb notch some of these. So before we do our if your book was assembled, you would have a pocket here, here, and here with it opened up. And I want the thumb notch on these two outer ones. This one I'm going to leave straight across. You can do it whichever way you want. You can have them all three notched or none of them notched. And I'm just going to eyeball it and line this up in the center, about half. So that gives me a thumb notch there. And then on this one as well. Okay. So this goes like this, and this goes like this. So now, let's work on this 4x4 square. So I want you to take it, so this would be the front of the pocket, and I want you to mark 1 1/4 inches. Put a tick mark at 1 1/4 inches right here. And then turn, and you're going to do 1 1/4 inches down here. So you should have them, if you're looking at it, this one at the top and one on the left side, okay? Take your pen, your ruler and your pencil, line up those tick marks, and we're just going to do a line there. Now, you can cut with scissors, you can cut with your trimmer, you can cut with a craft knife. I think I'm just going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to cut. Now, if you use your big scissors, you'll have a nice straight cut. And that is your pocket, flat pocket with the amount, this angle here and then down and then this way. So this is going to go on this side right here on the front that lays in here. Just like that, but we're not going to put it on yet. We've just made our pocket and we've made our hinges. I'm going to go ahead and burnish those, but before I do that, on mine, you can do this if you want to. I like to do the notch, the stub punch. So all four corners are going to be stubbed, just like this. Kind of gives it a decorative hinge look. If you don't have a stub punch, you could just do a little rounded cut on each corner. Just make them as equal or the same as possible. So you end up with this. Then you go ahead and burnish your score lines. And this is going to be our hinge and spine on the left side of our folio card. Okay. So that's that. It's ready for that. Okay, let's do some adding some patterned papers. I've pre-cut mine. I picked them out. You need 6, I think, to start with. So I picked the ones with more black in them, the locks, the stripes, and then the red with the black. I like those. So I'm going to decide which is going to go in the front. So this is your actual front. And then let me think a minute about where the ribbon's going to go, and I'm grab me some seam binding ribbon. The tie ribbon is going to go on the back piece. So this is the front, the center, and the flap over. So you get your pockets here, turn it over, and now this one on the outside is the back. I'm going to write back, add ribbon tie. So that reminds me to put it on the ribbon underneath before I add my pattern paper. So if this is my front, and I think I want, can't decide if I want this, it's really pretty, or the locks. I like the locks. This was my initial. Now these I have cut 6 from the 8x8 papers at 3 7/8 wide by 7 7/8 tall. So pay attention to your directions, especially of your flowers and hearts and your locks. So this one's going to go probably right here. So that's the front. And we're doing all this before we actually put it together, because I want the hinge pieces to actually show. So I got my art glitter glue from Country Craft Creations. And also, if you want to ink, you should go ahead and do that now. I have the Color Philosophy, and I'm just going to ink the sides and where they've been cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick on all of these. My paper's inked the edges. So I'm going to take this first one here and I'm going to put my paper, glue it down right here on the front. since I cut this 1/8 smaller both directions than the cardstock piece, I have about a 1/16 of an inch border around each side. So this is the front. I'm going to flip it over. Now then, I cut my pieces all the long length, but you're going to be able to just flip these around. You don't have to pattern the whole inside. But you're going to need to pattern it far enough down. So I have plenty of paper. I'm just going to go ahead and mat the whole inside. If you are being conservative, you could cut this top piece down to about 4 3/4, and then this piece here you could make it 3 7/8 also. So you could cut these down if you wanted to. I'm just going to go ahead and glue the whole thing in. It'll kind of give it a little more stability there probably, but it's not necessary. But I am just going to go ahead, and then I will cut papers for my pockets. I'm going to go ahead and pattern all this just like this on the black stripe. Next. And so that's like the inside there. So let's grab this. This is, like I said, the back. Got it labeled. Not going to pattern it yet. Let's open this up. We're going to pattern in here. So I think I'm going to put my other black stripe here on the far right. Make those the same. And you'll see that these are really quick and easy to put together, so the decorating will probably take you longer than actually assembling this. But you could make these for gifts. So make sure you don't put paper over the fold here. I almost didn't catch that. So you just want to make sure it's like that. So that's going to be like that. And then we decide here in the center, and I think I'm going to put this red. I think that's pretty in the center. Okay, that's that top part. So let's go ahead and assemble this pocket part here. So you're going to put some glue in this middle section, right here on the back side, and then a thin line of glue on this left side here, and your right side. Let me move my pages. Just a line of glue. These are going to be flat pockets. We're going to fold it up, and you're just going to burnish them down this side. The bottom's already sealed with the fold, and right here on this edge. So let's let those dry. This seals the center. We're also going to cut a piece of paper down the middle there once we're done with that. So we have this like this. Now we're ready to pattern this back side. So I think I'm going to use the red on the back here, and that will leave the locks on the back. So this folded in is going to be the red. So I'm going to lay it here. This is the back with the ribbon. So glue this one on. one on the left. Okay, so this one's going to be the back. This one will have this pocket right here. So we're going to need to pattern this. So let's look at our papers, and we'll cut a 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 square. Okay, I like the black stripe. Three and 7/8. By 3 7/8 square. Okay. Okay, so we have the 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And I'm going to position this over here. That's where I want it, right there. Remember, there's not very big margin on it. So right here and here. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to draw a line from here. And then I'm just going to cut to the inside just to make it a little bit narrower, smaller than the mat. So this should fit pretty good, right like that. So let's ink this one up. And we'll glue that on right there. Let's line it up. So that's an angle pocket that's going to go right here. Now then, once you've cut it, if it looks like it sticks out a little bit, right here on the side, I have a little extra of the black. I'm just going to take my scissors and trim off a smidge of that. So it's just a little bit, and let's see how it fits now. Okay, that's a lot better. Maybe just a tiny bit more, because you don't want it to go over your faux line of your booklet or your folio, but you also don't want it too small here. You want it to be really close, so that should work pretty good. So the glue is going to go on the two long sides. On the back, and then that's going to attach down here at the bottom and here. Now then, I let it hang over here. I made sure that this was definitely not over the fold line. And I'm burnishing it down. And then I will fold it up and look. And if there's a tiny, tiny bit, see it right there, the black sticking over, then I will trim that off, just like that. And it is perfect. So there's that pocket. There's these. We need to pattern these. I'm going to go ahead and glue this pocket down. So just on the two long sides. And again, these are flat pockets. Now, if you wanted thicker, deeper pockets, you could put a little 1/2-inch hinge, 1-inch hinge, folded in half on each side if you wanted to. give it a little extra room in there. I just want to keep mine flat. I'm just going to put tags in there, maybe some photos. So burnish that down. So this one again is for this back side. I'm going to go ahead and measure and cut these. So these are 4 by 4, so they should be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. I cut a stripe for the center and lockets for the 2 bottoms. So I'm going to ink these up, and then I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes in the 2 outer ones, or the thumb notch. This one doesn't have a thumb notch, so we'll just glue it down. Okay. Lay this here. I'll take my pencil and I'm going to put a center mark where the punch should go. About center. And again, it was about half the depth. So that should match up pretty good. Okay. Oops. This one needs just a little deeper. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so now we're ready to glue those on. Okay, so there's those. Front, the inside, the back, or rather the inside. The back's not done yet. We need to get our ribbon ready. I'm going to go ahead and do our little spaces. These right here. So those are 1/2 inch wide. So you're going to want it 7 7/8 by 3/8 wide, and decide which pattern you want to use. Let's see what's on the back side of some of this. That red is pretty like that. Even though it's the wrong direction, I think it's going to work okay, or this pink. So I'm going to cut these. I need 2 for the inside. I need 1, 2. I don't need 2 for the inside, I just need 2. So I'm going to cut this 7 7/8. And then we'll cut 3/8 of an inch. Fit right in there. Glue that in between the fold lines, straight as possible. Keep them off the fold. Burnish it in. Like that. And then we'll flip it over. And we're going to put it here on the back outside part. Now if you wanted to use your locks, but we're going to have locks there, so I'm going to keep it a contrast. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the pink again. Okay. And that's the outside spine of this right section, just like this. And so now we need to get the ribbon for sure, because we're going to put the ribbon on, and then we will pattern the little hinges here, and we'll get this assembled, and then the basic construction will be done. Quick and easy. I have about a yard of red seam binding ribbon that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to kind of wad it up. I haven't spritzed it or anything. I'm just going to see if I can get a natural crinkles in it, just from that. Sometimes I take my little spritzer thing and I spray a little bit of water on my hands. I don't want it soaking wet. I want to be able to go ahead and use the ribbon. So that just kind of helps to give it a little more wrinkly, like that. So that's fine right there. So this is the back. So I'm going to measure about the halfway point, which would be 4. And I'm going to take some seam binding ribbon. And we're going to put it across the 4-inch width, like about right there. It's just to help hold it in place until we put that pattern paper on. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. And I'm going to fold this in half. So I kind of got an idea where the half point is. And that half point is where I'm going to put it in the center. Right there. Just like that. So what this is going to do, it's going to be free on both sides. This is going to be the front. It's going to wrap around from the left and to the right and tie right about here. Okay. So let's turn this back over. So now we can open this up, make sure our ribbons are out, tails are out, and we grab our piece of paper and we're just going to glue that right over that ribbon. Okay, and there's the back. Make sure you pay attention to your direction of your patterns. You don't want to put it on upside down. Okay, so let's set this aside. Like this, and let's pattern our hinges. Okay, so I'm going to lay these like this. So what the pattern paper I want on these, you're going to want a 7/8. You need 2 7/8 by 3 1/8. 7/8 by 3 1/8, I think. And then these little short ones, I'm going to go ahead and cut them 3 1/8 long by 3/8 wide. So 7/8 wide by 3 1/8 tall, 3/8 wide by 3 1/8 tall. So you need 4 of the skinny ones, 2 of those right now. So let me pick out my paper that I want for this. I don't know, I think I want the stripe. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those. I have several pieces of stripe that I can use, and then I cut these 7/8 by 3 1/8 for the main pieces. And these little 3/8 one, I want you to go ahead and cut your 3 1/8 length, and then take your scrap that you have. Don't cut the 3/8 yet. Go ahead and stub the corners. It just works out easier for some reason. Now then, we have the 2 stubs. Go ahead and cut at 3/8 of an inch. Cut that off. So that should fit better that way. Let's see. So see, that gives you your little notch. So there's that one. And I'm going to do this one here. Line it up. So there's 2, and I need 2 more. Anything for these? So I'll do those the same way. 3/8 sections here, because they'll be glued down. But you do need something for the inside. So I cut some of this pink, 3 1/8 inches by 7/8 of an inch. So that's going to go right there. So we need to ink all these. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and glue these in. So I'm going to grab a hinge, and I'm going to glue the inside one first. Line it up in there. Make sure it doesn't go over the little faux lines of your hinges. This is the inside. Let's go ahead and put the inside on this one. Turn them over. And I'm trying to make the stripes kind of go the same direction. Okay, so those are ready. So let's grab our book. So again, this is the front, the pocket's here on the bottom. Just double checking to make sure everything's in the right direction. So we're going to take this one first. And we're going to glue this hinge, just the 1/2 inch side at the top and one at the bottom. So I'm putting glue here on the hinge. And we're going to line it up. I'm going to turn it this way so that I can see, make sure I'm not over that fold, but I want them even. Okay, I'm going to burnish it from this side. Make sure it sticks really good. There's that hinge right there. And then we're going to take the other one, flip it over, put the glue here. And we're going to fit this one into it, flush at the bottom here along the fold line. Okay, turn it over and burnish. So see how neat that looks with the stub punch. Kind of looks like a hinge, and it doesn't go the whole length. It's just going to have a keyhole opening right about there. Okay, now grab the rest of the book. So this is the back here. It's kind of like a puzzle. This is going to sit right here. So your hinge is to the left. If it were attached, you'd open it up. There's those pockets. This opens to the right. So this hinge here is going on the back. This is your back piece. And it's going to glue right there, just like it did on the front, the top, and the bottom. So flip this open. And I'm going to put my glue. Just get your ribbons out of the way. So open yours like this. Pull your ribbons to the top. You got your notched pocket here, your plain pocket here, which is the center. This no cut on the top. And this is the front. It's already got the hinge on it, okay? No hinge on this one. It's going to go on this one right here, which is also the back. So make sure your ribbons are out of the way. Put your glue on the back side of your hinge, the side that doesn't have any pattern paper. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on both of them just to make it easier, I think. Take this. You're going to fit this down into this. Line it up along the cut line, flush on this right edge up here. Just like that, drop it down. And we're going to do the same here. You just want to make sure you've lined it up right along that fold, flush on this edge. Let's go ahead and burnish that. We're going to flip it over, and we got it. It should look like this. This is the front is put on with the hinges. So when you fold this in, you have it like that, and there's your ribbons to tie. That's it. That's the construction of this. This is a 1/2 inch on this side. This is a 1 inch here because you can add thicker stuff in these pockets, and it's going to make it come up and balance it out when you tie it together. Okay? So now I'm just going to be doing my decorating of mine, and I'll share with you what I've done on that. So go ahead and have fun, create, make tags and photo mats and whatever you want to stick in yours, different flowers, metal embellishments. Just have a lot of fun with adding on to this. Maybe a doily might be cute here somewhere on the front or on one of the pockets on the inside. So I'm just going to play with this off camera, get it all decorated up, and then I'll share with you what I've done at the end. I finished decorating my little folio card here for Valentine's. I'm going to share with you real quick what I've done. Of course, we already had it all assembled with the hinges on the back. And here's the ribbon that wraps around, and I tied 2 charms on each end, just tied in a knot. I had it here matted in black. First I put down a white doily back here in the background. I matted one of the cut-aparts with the We Are Perfect Together to the black cardstock and then put it down on top. I used some felt hearts here, a larger one and another small one. Out of my stash of pink buttons that I added the red button string. This is a sticker to just kind of bling up this part here. Then I did an arrangement of flowers from my stash and a black button string bow, and then added some pearls on the front. Oh, and I also, before I put the doily down, I added this strip of lace, so it goes from the top all the way to the bottom, just along the edge. So when you open it up, on the inside here, I used one of the tags from the sticker sheet, matted it to some pattern paper, added a pearl, created a fold-out booklet for the pocket, stub punched 2 of the corners, the outer corners, so that just slides right into this pocket here. And then a cut apart, I Love You Dearly, and then another cut apart of the smaller size. You've got a direct line to my heart. I made that to black, and stick it under a little scrap of paper with the pearls for a little belly band. And then I used one of the little stickers, fussy cut out some black cardstock around it and a pearl to make a little tuck spot so that it holds it there at the bottom. On this side, I did the angle pocket. I added a sticker tag to black cardstock, cut that out, matted it here, added a button string bow with a pearl, and attached the tails down so that it stays in place. I used some love wood Scrabble blocks to spell out love here. From my stash, added a flower and a pearl. Inside we have this tag that I made out of the black cardstock. Stub punched the top corners, rounded the bottom, added some of the seam binding ribbon, some of the black string, and a pearl that's tucked in there. This is just a cut apart that I folded in half. So stick that in like that. Then this flips open. And on this outer side, I added some stickers here and some pearls. So it's just 3 different stickers from the collection. I created another booklet folding with the paper, the stubbed corners, so that tucks in there. So you could add booklets, photo tags, whatever you want to yours. I had this extra flower sprig, so I just tied some of the lace around it, and I'm just going to tuck that right in here, like that. And then on the center one, I attached a cut apart just on 2 sides and across the bottom to make a little pocket there, and made a tag with some seam binding ribbon and cut one of the longer stickers apart so I could put the words down, My Heart Smiles Thinking of You, and then I put a little heart sticker there. So that just slides in that little cut apart there. Added some pearls to the cut apart, one of the flowers here at the bottom. And in the big pocket, I made another booklet. I used a sticker on the pattern paper, stub punched the corners, and stub punched all 4 corners on this longer photo mat. So you could put like 2 photos on that. So that goes in there, and this goes in the front. And that's all I did to create this. So it's really quick and easy to make. You just fold it up, and we just bring the ribbon around and tie it in a bow with the 2 charms dangling on the end. And that's my little folio card for Valentine's Day. It's not a card that you can actually mail, but you could put it in a package or give it as a gift. I had a lot of fun creating this. I want to thank you so much for watching and following along. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below, and beside that there's a bell that you can click to be notified of my next videos. And check out countrycraftcreations.com for your paper crafting scrapbook needs. And check back again for another tutorial. Thanks. Bye-bye.